For 212 galactic years, the Solace of Dawn was presumed lost, vanished beyond the borders of any known warp lanes during the early days of humanity's expansion into deep space. It had been the pride of Earth's first interstellar fleet, a massive exploratory vessel powered by bleeding-edge drive systems, armed only with basic defense modules and a bold crew of explorers, scientists, and engineers. Its disappearance had been one of the great mysteries of the early expansion age, buried beneath newer wars, newer alliances, and the quiet retreat of humanity behind its increasingly powerful borders. And then, without warning, on the edge of the Varney's expanse, a graveyard of derelict fleets and collapsed stars, the Solace of Dawn returned. But it was no longer a vessel built by human hands. What answered the long-forgotten call sign was something else entirely. 20 kilometers long, matte black hull shimmering with quantum instability, its silhouette violating logic itself. The broadcast came first. It used an Earth-based dialect that hadn't been spoken in over 200 years. This is Earthcraft Solace of Dawn. Mission complete. Requesting docking clearance. Status enhanced. The Varney's Traffic Authority didn't answer at first. They couldn't. Their scans returned nothing coherent. No energy signature, no biosigns, no measurable mass. The ship was both present and absent. It hovered near the relay station without moving, without pulsing, without even reacting to pings. Then came the light. Not a weapon. Not initially. But projection. A beam of coherent data etched into space itself. Carving equations, star maps, genetic matrices, temporal harmonics. The station's AI fried itself trying to make sense of the message. 29 hours later, the Empire responded. Not Earth, not humanity, because Earth hadn't sent anything that far in generations. No, it was a triune empire of stars that dispatched a dreadnought to intercept the anomaly. The Imperial Wrath, a fortress of military might, closed on the Solace of Dawn under orders to scan, detain, and secure whatever was left of the ancient ship. But it never reached intercept. Somewhere between real space and hypershift, the dreadnought disintegrated, atomized without explosion, warning, or defense. 70,000 souls lost without trace. No debris, no radiation, just silence. That's when Earth responded. Quietly, not with fleets or ambassadors, but with a whisper. Across encrypted channels known only to high-tier military AIs. The message was simple. Do not engage. It's ours. The galaxy took notice. The Terran Directorate, long believed to be in a state of technological stasis behind its defensive Dyson shells and solar war forges, suddenly became the center of all attention. Every listening ear strained for explanation. And still, Earth said nothing, until the Solace of Dawn moved. It bypassed every known security perimeter as if they weren't there, drifted through no-fly zones, defense networks, orbital fortresses. Not once did it raise a shield or fire a weapon. It didn't need to. Scans showed impossible readings. Interior mass densities inconsistent with three-dimensional matter. Engine outputs that violated conservation laws. A power source that may have been anchored to another universe entirely. And when it entered orbit over Earth, it stopped. Hung there, watching. For 3 days, humanity said nothing. Then a single envoy, Admiral Kalen Reese, retired, one of the last surviving descendants of the original cruise mission planners, stepped forward. His press conference lasted only 4 minutes. It is a Solace of Dawn. It has returned, and it has evolved. The galaxy laughed. Rumors spread of Earth, staging a grand stunt to assert relevance. But then, the sky opened over Luna, not in a meteorological sense, but reality itself bent. A hole formed in space above the moon, a perfect circle of absolute black, within which danced geometries the mind couldn't contain. From it emerged drones, machines, beings. No one could agree. They moved like thought, shimmered like myth, and they began building, not with tools, but with intention. Matter folded into new forms, structures without origin, purpose, or limitation. Earth's skies shimmer with rings of unfathomable design. Power grids adapted overnight. Disease rates dropped to zero. Climate stabilized. Humanity watched their home transformed by a ship they had sent and forgotten, and whatever had transformed it in return. What followed were interviews. from inside the Solace of Dawn. No human entered it, none needed to. Instead, those that had taken centuries ago now appeared as something else. Human, but not. They were taller. Their eyes shimmered with ultraviolet perception. Their thoughts were multi-threaded, partially shared. They spoke in chords, not words. And they had learned things. From what they never said, only that their mission had reached beyond space, into realms of time, thought, and existence not bound by this universe. The message was clear. They had been upgraded. The knowledge they carried was beyond replication. Even Earth didn't fully understand them anymore, but respected them. The director had issued a rare statement. The Solace of Dawn is not to be interfered with. It is a gift and a warning. The warning became clearer weeks later, when the Kari Dominion attempted to take a fragment of a new orbital structure built by the Solace. They sent a stealth unit to detach and retrieve the material. They never returned. All that remained was a brief message carved into command deck of the Dominion flagship. Respect the path or be removed from it. Panic spread across the stars. Was the Solace of Dawn a weapon? A god? Something worse? But Earth didn't flinch. Humanity wasn't ruling from fear. They were simply observers now, beyond vengeance, beyond conquest. They weren't seeking allies. They weren't making demands. They had evolved past a galactic game, and it terrified everyone else. Attempts to blockade Earth failed. The ships simply ceased to exist before reaching halfway. Communication satellites reoriented themselves to avoid targeting Earth orbit, as if afraid to look directly at what now floated above it. A coalition of 27 races petitioned the Galactic Council for immediate investigation. The Council refused. Quietly but firmly. They didn't want to risk whatever response the Solace might bring. Then came the messages. The Solace of Dawn began broadcasting, openly, to the stars. Not language, but knowledge. Solutions to energy scarcity. Techniques for stabilizing wormholes. Equations for extending consciousness beyond flesh. Gifts, but also tests. The knowledge came with trials. Apply it wrong and world would collapse. Use it wisely and civilizations could leap forward 1,000 years in generation. Some worlds thrived. Others imploded. The galaxy split into two camps. Those who dare embrace what the Solace of Dawn offered, and those who turn away in fear. And all the while, Earth said nothing. Its people lived longer, thought deeper, moved quieter. The Solace floated above, silent and unmoving, like a cathedral to a future not yet born. The truth was finally revealed a decade later, when a being emerged from the ship, fully human but unlike any born in centuries. She called herself Erin Kesh. She spoke before the assembled galactic tribunal, without ceremony. "We were not lost," she said. "We were invited. The universe is not what you think. It is layered, recursive, alive. We were taught not how to conquer it, but how to understand it. We bring no weapon, only change. You must choose, remain as you are, or take the next step. But know this, the step is one way." The galaxy didn't know how to respond. Some feared her. Some worshipped her. Others demanded she be contained. Earth refused all such notions. "She is not ours," they said. "She is Dawn." Erin returned to her ship, and once again the Solace became still. But those who had seen her changed. Leaders, scientists, children, something in their minds shifted. They began dreaming new dreams, building new things, thinking in ways no one had before. A quiet revolution began, not of war but of understanding, not of empire but of potential. And so, the galaxy whispered a new name, not in fear, not in awe, but in reluctant reverence. Humanity Ascendant. For the race that once clawed its way from gravity wells and wars had now returned bearing knowledge not meant for mortals, yet wielded it with care. And still, the Solace of Dawn waited above Earth, between stars, behind time, waiting not for war, but for the rest of the galaxy to catch up